Hi, my name is Emma, and for most of my life, I knew exactly what it felt like to be invisible. At school, I was just the quiet girl sitting in the corner of the classroom, the girl nobody talked to, the one people walked past in the hallway without even noticing. But what nobody at school knew was that my life outside of school was completely different. Because at home, behind my bedroom door, I wasn't just Emma. Online, I was Lumastar, a singer with millions of followers. My songs had gone viral. People from all over the world listened to my music. They left thousands of comments telling me how my voice made them feel happy or helped them through hard times. They knew my songs, they knew my voice, but nobody at school knew it was me. And honestly, I liked it that way. Music was my escape, my secret world where I could be confident and fearless. But at school, I stayed quiet and kept my head down. Everything was fine until one announcement changed everything. One morning, our teacher walked into class and said, "All right, everyone, listen up. The annual school talent show is coming up next week." The whole class exploded with excitement. People started talking about dancing, comedy acts, magic tricks, and of course, singing. My stomach twisted immediately because the last thing I wanted was to perform in front of my entire school. That's when Kelly turned around in her seat. Kelly was the most popular girl in our grade. She was loud, confident, and honestly, kind of mean. She looked at me with a smirk. "Emma, are you joining the talent show?" she asked loudly. I quickly shook my head. "No, I'm not." Kelly laughed. "Yeah, I didn't think so. You'd probably faint on stage anyway." The class laughed with her. I just stared down at my notebook, pretending it didn't bother me. If only they knew. That night, I sat in my room staring at my laptop. My latest song had just been uploaded, and the comments were pouring in. "Your voice is magical. Lumastar, you're my favorite singer. Please never stop making music." Reading those comments always made me smile. But sometimes it also felt strange, because thousands of people around the world believed in me. Yet the people who saw me every day at school had no idea who I really was. A few days later, the talent show finally arrived. The school auditorium was completely packed. Students filled every seat, cheering and laughing, while different acts performed on stage. Some people danced, some told jokes, and then suddenly something went wrong. One of the singers scheduled to perform got sick right before her turn. Our teacher rushed backstage looking stressed. She looked around nervously, and then her eyes landed on me. "Emma," she said quickly, "you're next on the list. Can you go instead?" My heart nearly stopped. "Me?" I whispered. I can't." My hands started shaking. But then my best friend Liam leaned closer and said quietly, "Emma, you sing all the time at home. I've heard you. You're amazing. Just trust yourself." I took a deep breath. Maybe he was right. Maybe it was time to stop hiding. When they called my name, I slowly walked onto the stage. The bright lights were blinding. I could barely see the audience, but I knew my entire school was sitting out there, watching me, judging me. For a moment, I almost turned around and ran, but then I remembered something. When I sing online, I'm not the shy girl from school, I'm Lumastar. So I lifted the microphone, closed my eyes, and started singing. At first, the room was completely silent. No whispers, no laughter, just my voice echoing through the auditorium. And then something amazing happened. The music carried me away, just like it always did. The fear disappeared. I wasn't nervous anymore. I was just singing. When I finally opened my eyes, I saw something I never expected. Everyone was staring at me, but not the way they used to. Their eyes were wide with shock. Kelly's mouth was literally hanging open. Some students were whispering to each other, "Wait, that voice, isn't that? No way, that's Lumastar." Suddenly, the entire room exploded with applause. People were cheering. Some even stood up. I couldn't believe it. After the performance, I walked backstage feeling like I was floating. Liam ran over and hugged me. "That was incredible," he said. "I told you." A moment later, Kelly walked up to me. For once, she didn't look confident at all. She looked embarrassed. I didn't know you could sing like that," she muttered. I smiled. "Well, now you do." The next day at school, everything had changed. People who had never spoken to me before suddenly wanted to talk. Some asked for selfies. Others told me they loved my music. For the first time ever, I didn't feel invisible anymore. And that's when I realized something important. Sometimes we hide who we really are because we're afraid of what people might think. But the moment you stop hiding and let the world see your light, everything can change. And that's how I went from being the invisible girl at school to the girl everyone suddenly couldn't stop talking about, all because I finally found the courage to sing.